Recently, I was called out by someone on my Facebook page, and the comment they made was, "Why would I pay you anything?" And so I gave them a brief description of some of the primary content that I teach, the Learn to Roar philosophy, and a very simple outline of what that is. And the reply that I got was, "Well, you should have said." Let me stop right there for a minute and ask, do you know what I should have said? Do you know what I should have said? How would they know what I should have said? It's just a question. It's not an accusation. It's nothing more than just a question. But I remember recently, in fact, my teenage son still wears it from time to time. We went to see Dr. Henry Cloud speak. And he talked about how other people impose on us their expectations. And oftentimes, the expectation they impose on us is the thing that they know they are burdened to do and have failed at. And therefore, they project that on us. And they set an expectation as if to say, you're failing at whatever that is, but you should have done it. And so the shirt actually says, "Don't should on me." Because it's basically a passive aggressive way of saying, I'm going to control you by telling you where you failed. I don't know anything else about you except where you failed, and where you failed is that you should have met my expectations like this. That's just a sidebar. But he went on to say, you should have told me that your program will increase my annual sales by 100%, that I will see a 50% increase in my bottom line, that you're going to make my company better, because what you've offered me so far, I can read in a book. Okay. Another little sidebar. You couldn't read it in the book because, to the best of my knowledge, it's all original material. It's compiled from lots and lots of research and lots of study, but I haven't published the book yet. So, no, you can't read it in a book. You could read it in a lot of other books and study it over the next 10 years like I have. Or maybe you've already done all that research and all that study and you could have written the book yourself, and maybe that's the should you would be worried about. But the fact that the assumption is if it doesn't impact the financial bottom line, it's not worth learning, is really the point that I want to get to today. See, I don't have a demographic study of everybody who watches this video. I don't. I don't have an outline. I can't pull it up and say, not that I couldn't, I just choose not to. And I'll explain the reason in a moment. But I know that on this video, there are a couple of things that I focus on intentionally. There's a structure that's very important to me, and it's why I do these videos every day. And that is to discuss the realities of life and leadership from the concepts of faith, family, and freedom. I'm not generating great massive amounts of wealth for myself or for anybody else. That's not the objective. I'm not here to promise you that I can make you a six-figure coach or a rock star mentor or a multimillionaire bookseller or a guaranteed bestseller. That's not what I do. It's not what I'm called to. It's not my purpose, it's not my goal, and it's not my agenda. Now, if those things happen because you become a better person, if those things happen in my life because people decide that the books that I write and the things that I say are worth hearing and sharing and they become popular, I'm okay with that. But it's not my end game. It's not my end game. So what is the point? Is it just a pity party? Am I just here to tell you the things that are going on in my life in hopes that you'll feel sorry for me and send me money? No. I'm not at all offended if you send me money. But I'm not a nonprofit. I'm not a 501c3. I'm not a charity. I'm not. I'm not trying to set up church. This is not a telethon. It's not a pity party. What is it? Well, it's what you probably won't get at church. It's probably what you won't get at any success seminar where they're there to sell you the $10 package and then upgrade you to the $30 package and then upgrade you to the $90, $200, $5,000, $12,000 coaching package. That's not what I do. Yes, as a coach, I do offer different things, but I generally don't peddle them here. This video has a different purpose. This video is about impacting the quality of your life and the who that you're becoming. Sure, I offer access to things to go a little bit deeper. You can buy my books. I have books on overcoming addiction. I have books for those that are starting over and starting out and trying to figure out, what do I do now that I've been through a divorce, lost my job, retired, ended my career, lost my career because it phased out and I don't know what to do next. Live a More Excellent Life is perfect for that. But my point in this video and this entire video series is to be real, to be raw, to be authentic. I'm not here to hype anything. I'm not making stuff up. I'm not going to promise you that watching these videos will make you a multimillionaire. That's not my point. But I do believe, and I would be wasting my time if I didn't, that by getting involved in this conversation, by being a part of the dialogue that we have through the comments, through the questions, and if you follow my timeline beyond this video, you'll see that I ask some questions that become very provocative. It's amazing to me how many people presume that the question is the core problem of my life at the moment that I ask the question. No. But I'm a thinker, and that's what I do. And sometimes when I have those deep thoughts because of something that I'm reading or something that I'm studying or an idea that came to my mind, I like to throw it out there and see what other people think about it. Some people take offense just at the fact that I asked the question. Some people get really engaged and they begin a banter back and forth with each other. And trust me, I know because I meet them in odd places. There are people who watch this video who never comment. You would be surprised who they are if they commented. And there are people who from time to time will chime in and say, hey, enjoyed your video today. That's awesome. But I also know that there are those who will stumble across some of these videos and go, that was exactly what I mean. Even though I found it a week later or 2 months later, that's exactly what I needed in the moment. That was exactly it. I know there are people who have come to places and heard me speak and then started following the videos and become subscribers on YouTube or on Facebook, and they say, I miss them when I don't get them. That's awesome. I only intend for it to be encouragement and challenging, to be real and honest with you. My life is no different than anybody else's. I have the same bumps and bruises, joys and pains, excitements, decisions, tough decisions, bad days, bad choices, bad results, tough relationships that every other human on the planet has. Now, granted, I may live a life that some would say is white privileged. I live in America as a white male. That's different than a 12-year-old in the Congo. I get it. I understand that. But our opportunity and our ability as humans to make decisions and to modify our own attitudes in order to adjust the outcomes, sure, we can't change our circumstances necessarily, but we can change the way we react to them. That's what I'm here for. What I'm here for is to encourage you to stick to it. I'm here to encourage you to press on, to modify your attitude, and to stay firm. And for those of us who have needed an attitude adjustment from time to time, to do that too. I'm not here to bash you over the head and tell you where you're failing. I'm not here to judge you. That's another thing I've been accused of because I do mention scripture from time to time. It's the base of my life. I don't judge anybody. I'll tell you what I live by. I'll tell you the standards and the codes that I live by. And if you were to ask me, well, what do you think about this? I'm going to give you an honest answer. And I will be truthful with you, understanding that you may not like the answer that I give you. But I don't hunt people down to ostracize them. I can't find anywhere in Scripture besides the Pharisees where that was a tactic worth applauding, nor have I ever seen it be an effective tactic. What's the name of that Baptist group that's known for going to the soldiers' gravesides and making fools of themselves? I can't remember the name of it, but there's no good to come of that. There's no win there. I believe what he said was, they will know you're mine by the way you love people. That's success for me. By the way you love people. And I do volunteer a lot of my time for a lot of different organizations, some political, some religious, some civil and secular. I do. I donate my skills. I donate my talents. I donate the tools that I have. I do a lot of that stuff for free. And I do it for free by choice. But I also understand that there's a line, and I understand that there's a time and a place for everything. And I understand that there are organizations who are doing good, that my ultimate benefit is to learn to do good alongside them if I never get paid a dime for it. Because doing good will make me a better person. And it will you too, by the way. But I also know that there are people who come to me because they know that I donate for one thing and assume that I will donate for another. Well, they'll come to me and say, well, everybody can use a little money. How about if I pay you X? When we all know that it's worth Y times 5. That's a fascinating process to me. The other fascinating process to me in this same vein of conversation is that people presume that because they're donating their time, that everyone around them should donate their time. That's not an economy of scale that makes any sense either. Again, if you're going to get behind something because it's bearing fruit, because it's making a difference, because it's changing people's lives, because it's adding value to people, then there's no problem with doing that for free. But joining with a bunch of other people who haven't successfully accomplished anything and doing that for free, that's a recipe for disaster. And that's a whole different thing. So why do I do these videos? I do these videos to encourage you that if you just make a small tweak in the way that you view life sometimes, in the things that you say sometimes, in the way that you interact with others sometimes that small tweak, most of the time that small tweak can change the trajectory of your entire life. Just that little, just one tick can make all the difference in the world. I used to work on old cars all the time. I had a 67 Chevy Impala. It was an old car. It was an old car when I got it. Because I graduated in 87. The car was 20 years old when I got out of high school. Kept it for a few years after that. But that old car used to have issues. It had lots of issues. Kind of like an old person. Anyway, I learned that there were some things that I could do under the hood that would make a drastic difference just with the little tick. One of those was the timing. In that old car, I could loosen a bolt under the distributor and turn the distributor cap just a tiny bit, like 10 degrees off top dead center, before or after. That 20-degree turn, I mean, just a tick, 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 made all the difference in whether the car would stall out when I let off the clutch or if it would spin the tires. Made all the difference in the world. Why? Because all of the timing in the engine, when the pistons move, when the valves move, everything inside that engine is determined by the position of the distributor cap, because it determines the sequence of fire and how it interacts with the injection and the carburetor and everything else. And in your life, there is a timing device that kind of puts everything in its place. And if that's off by one tick, you might stall out when you're ready to succeed. Your ability to accelerate can be hampered. Just one little tick. And it might be in your attitude. It might be in the way you communicate. It might be in the words that you choose. And those are the areas where I specialize. Can I guarantee that that's going to make you $1 million? No. Can I help you write a better speech than the one you gave last time? Probably so. Can I help you connect with your audience? Yes. Can I help you build long-sustaining relationships, whether it's your marriage or your kids or your neighbors? I can certainly make a difference there. Can I help you overcome addictions? In a lot of cases, yes. But I'm not going to promise you to make you a millionaire or even a hundredaire. It's not my purpose. It's not my call. It's not what I'm here for. And I refuse to sell the hype that just makes people believe that they can be wealthy because they paid me a little bit of money. Not up for it. Sorry. If you've come here hoping that watching this video will make you wealthy, you can turn it off and move on. I won't be offended at all. But if you've come here because you feel like I'm facing challenges and struggles in my life, and this is someone who's willing to admit they also face challenges and struggles in life, and that life isn't always hunky-dory, and that it's not always perfect, and sometimes it's going to suck, but it's still worth living and fighting for, then you're in the right place. And we can do some great things together. Because I can promise you this, wherever you are in life, whatever your financial standing, whatever condition your relationship is in, whatever circumstances surround you that are beating you down, there's somebody in a worse place. And they could always use a hand up. They could always use a little encouragement. Maybe even just a hug. But if you're unwilling to do that because they can't lead you to success, it's going to be a pretty miserable life. I'm just saying. I'm J Loren Norris, and you've been watching Tell It Like It Is TV. P.S. For those of you who haven't turned it off yet, because I said my sign off, April the 1st, yeah, probably April Fool's Day, not because it's April Fool's Day, but because that's a 2-year mark. April is the 2-year mark since I started these videos. About that time, and I haven't looked at the calendar, so I don't know what the Monday is, but the Monday right around April the 1st, I will shoot these videos live on Facebook and then record them to the iTunes podcast. And after the live version on Facebook, they will go away. And by that I mean you will be able to see it on Facebook while it's live, but I will not leave it on my timeline, and I will not post it anywhere else on Facebook or LinkedIn. The only place to find these videos will be by subscription or on tellitlikeitis.tv. So I'm just giving you a heads up now. If you enjoy these, you should subscribe. Either subscribe to iTunes or YouTube, or go to Tell It Like It Is and sign up there. I will put a link, probably starting today, in the bottom of all of the posts and on YouTube, so that you can sign up to get them in your inbox, because we're very soon going to be switching to another system that will send out email on a daily basis for those who want it. If you don't want communication from me on a daily basis, if you don't want this video in your inbox, then don't sign up for that. Or if you want it but not in your inbox, then you can sign up and just say, I don't want it every day. Send it to me once a week. Send it to me once a month. Don't ever send it to me. What are you going to do? I don't know why you would sign up if you don't want me to ever send it to you, but I'm just saying. I hope you'll stay on this journey with me, and I hope you'll spread this journey with others. I'm not here to make anybody uber wealthy. That's not my intention. To help you become a better person, that's my job. Leading leaders. I want to influence those who influence others. That's my job. Nelson Amadigwe is doing a good job of that in Nigeria. A young man who's working his tail off to build an organization that will make a lasting legacy impact. And I'm proud to say that I've had an opportunity to invest in him in private conversations, in videos that I've sent, and I'm sure there will be more to come in the future. But he's doing it. He's leading other leaders, and I'm proud of him for that. Tell me what you're doing. Tell me how I can help you. How can I invest in you? You want to buy a stack of books? I'll send you a stack of books and put your name on the outside. I got no problem with that. Let's impact people to be better, because that's my goal. Have a blessed day.